Good evening, I'm Anderson.
And I'm Harvard.
Tonight, our focus is on a pressing issue that continues to grip South Sudan, the severe challenges its people face in accessing clean waters.
That's right. South Sudan has been grappling with a crucial, complex humanitarian crisis, and one of the most critical aspects is the lack of reliable and safe water sources. In many parts of South Sudan, access to clean water is a daily struggle. The ongoing conflict has not only displaced thousands but has also disrupted water infrastructure, leaving communities without a reliable supply of clean water.
To help us understand the broader implications of this crisis, we have Jaren, an expert in humanitarian crisis, joining us. So, what can you tell us about the water situation in South Sudan currently?
The situation in South Sudan is dire. The conflict has not only damaged water infrastructure, but has also created an environment where the delivery of aid, including clean water, is challenging. The risk of waterborne diseases is high, and immediate intervention is necessary to prevent a further humanitarian catastrophe.
Given the gravity of the situation, what is the international community doing to address this water crisis in South Sudan?
Organizations such as Water for South Sudan have been working tirelessly to provide emergency water, sanitation, and hygiene assistance. However, the ongoing conflict poses significant obstacles to their efforts.
That's really unfortunate. But I believe that with your help, we can help improve the impoverished lives of the people of South Sudan. We can do this by raising awareness so that more people are able to address this issue.
Speaking of, how many people are truly aware of the severity of this situation?
Well, that's why we have statistics for a reason.
We have conducted a survey with 7 questions, and in total we have gathered 65 responses from different applicants. So, the first question that we have asked was, are you aware of the ongoing water crisis happening in Africa? 73.8% of people have answered yes, 18.5% of people have answered maybe, and 7.7% of people have answered no. The second question we have asked was, what do you think are the main causes of water scarcity in Africa? 60% of people have answered insufficient infrastructure and investment in water system. 10.8% of people have answered overuse and pollution of water resources, and population growth and urbanization. 18.5% of people have answered droughts and changing weather patterns. The third question we have asked was, how severe do you think the water scarcity across different regions of Africa is? 69.2% of people have answered severe, 13.8% of people have answered very severe, 10.8% of people have answered moderate, and 6.2% of people have answered mild. The fourth question we have asked was, what socio-economic impacts do you think the water crisis has on communities in Africa? 53.8% of people have answered health issues and increased mortality rates. 38.5% of people have answered increased poverty and food insecurities. 4.6% of people have answered reduced access to education. And lastly, 3.1% of people have answered gender inequality due to women and girls being primarily responsible of water collections. The fifth question we have asked was, how do you think the climate change exacerbates the water crisis in Africa? Basically, 69.2% of people have answered frequent and severe droughts. 16.9% of people have answered changes rainfall patterns. And 10.8% of people have answered increased temperatures causing evaporation of water sources. And lastly, 3.1% of people have answered rising sea levels contaminating freshwater sources with salt water. Moving on to the sixth question, how do you think the lack of access to clean water affects public health in Africa? 63.1% of people have answered malnutrition due to lack of access to water for agriculture. 27.7% of people have answered increase the risk of waterborne disease like cholera and typhoid. And lastly, 9.2% of people have answered mental stress and anxiety among communities due to thirst. Moving on to the last question, what initiatives or solutions are the best to implement to address water crisis in Africa? 76.9% of people have answered investment in water infrastructure and technology. 7.7% of people have answered wastewater treatment and recycling, and rainwater harvesting and storage system. 6.2% of people have answered community-based water management programs, and 1.5% of people have answered stop outside cooperation for taking advantage along with corrupt government officials of local water sources. That concludes for the survey section. Let's pass it back on to Harvard and Edison.
And that's not all. We even have interviews coming from our reporters Cheng Jiabao and Yong Shuangzhe.
Hello, my name is Chen Jiabao. I'm a student of computer science, and today I'll be interviewing my friend about the water crisis in Africa. You can introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Chan Yifan, and I am currently taking a biotech degree in Taylor's.
Okay, so for my first question is, are you aware of the ongoing water crisis in Africa?
Currently, I have a rough understanding on what's going on in Africa, although not that clear. I do know that it is quite severe.
Okay, so for my second question is, what do you think are the main causes of it?
The main causes of the water crisis in Africa, I find that is mainly due to a lack in investment within the infrastructures of providing people with clean water that they can use as part of their daily lives.
So for my third question is, what do you think are the impacts of water crisis in Africa?
I think that due to the water crisis, it might impact the different social groups of people in Africa, such as poor people may find it hard to sustain create a sustainable family due to the fact that they are unable to find water. They aren't able to find water due to its scarcity and how it is treated as a necessity for humans.
Okay, so lastly, for my last question is, can you suggest a solution that can try to help the water crisis any better?
A solution that I would choose to help the water crisis in Africa would be to invest more into the technologies and infrastructure that help provide the people of Africa with clean water.
Okay, so for my last question is, can you suggest a solution can help to solve the water crisis in Africa?
I think that the best way to solve the water crisis in Africa is to create more awareness within the community of Africa and fundraise charities in order to help invest into the sectors that actually provide clean water energy to the society of Africa.
Okay, thank you for sharing your thoughts for this interview.
Alright, no problem.
Hello, my name is Yong Shuangzhe, and today I'll be interviewing him. Introduce yourself.
My name is Yong Junxiang. I'm from A levels.
Right, so Junxiang, are you aware of the ongoing water crisis happening in Africa?
Yes, I am aware of the water crisis happening in Africa.
So moving on, what do you think are the main causes of water scarcity in Africa?
I believe that the lack of development and infrastructure around the country is a main cause for the water scarcity.
Alright, so moving on, what are the impacts of water scarcity in Africa?
I believe that the water scarcity is worsening the disease and pollution in the country, which in turn increases the rate of mortality in the country.
Alright, last question. How can we help solve the water scarcity in Africa? What do you think?
Well, I believe as citizens of a country that does have water, we should preserve the water by reducing our usage of water, by turning off the tap when we brush our teeth, and on their side, hopefully the government can further develop their country.
Alright, thank you, Junxiang. That's all.
As we conclude our discussion on the severe challenges that South Sudan faces in accessing clean water, let us reflect on the journey we've embarked upon together.
We've confronted the harsh realities of water scarcity, but amidst these challenges, we've also discovered that a large majority of individuals are aware of the struggles of clean water in South Sudan.
We've also realized in our survey that most believe that the true cause of this incident is a lack of investment in water infrastructures, Therefore, we should encourage and empower organizations to continue their endeavors.
And let's never forget the lessons we've learned along the way, which is the importance of self-perseverance, the power of the community, and the value of every drop of clean water.
Thank you to all those who have joined us on their journey.
Let us move forward with renewed determination, knowing that a future of clean water for all is not just a dream, but a promise waiting to be fulfilled.